Hey everyone, Vivicup here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're reacting to another trailer. Today's trailer, okay. People have been snapping about this movie. I've heard really good things about it. I've not heard anything really bad so far, so I'm gonna check this trailer out. We are reacting to Venom. So the anticipated Spider-Man spin-off film, you know, because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man and so it's like main antagonists and other characters, but you know, Marvel still owns a little bit of Spider-Man. They're like partnering with it, with Infinity War coming up, and then Spider-Man the sequel coming up in the MCU. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, so Infinity War is happening relatively soon. It's Infinity Week, and you know, I thought I'd do this because at the time this might come out, it'll be either Thursday or already be today on Infinity War. But as I'm recording this, it's my birthday, so yeah. And I've just got a lot of review videos that I wanted to, reaction videos I wanted to do lately, and these have been out for a few days, and I've just been way behind, and I finally got some videos out that will be out on Thursday as the time you're watching this video, so thank God I was able to get those up and running. This is currently at number 2 on trending, so it has over 35 million views and over 1 million likes and 33,000 dislikes. People have snapped about this, about what Venom looks like and what his webbing is like, so I'm interested to see it. And I just love Tom Hardy in general. His voice and his acting is on point all the time. He played Bane and he played Mad Max on Fury Road. So him playing as Eddie Brock, a journalist with a symbiote controlling him all the time. And I'm just very curious to see how this plays out. And Tom Holland is rumored to be in this movie. I'm wondering how that's going to work with the MCU. Marvel... the MCU doesn't currently have the rights to Venom, and it doesn't really have the full rights to Spider-Man and his characters, but it's going to be curious because if Tom Holland is in this movie, for a little brief moment, they've said that this movie is all about Venom and Eddie Brock and the symbiote and how Carnage is and everything and how Cletus Cassidy are. They've not really said that this is supposed to be a Spider-Man that connects with the MCU or the Amazing Spider-Man or the Sinister Six movie or the Spider-Man, like, character at all. They're just supposed to say this is a standalone Eddie Brock Venom movie. And I'd be curious to see how that does that, because for the moment that Venom and Eddie Brock were in the Sam Raimi films, I enjoyed what they did, and they did some comic book accurate things, and they actually did it from the 1990s animated series, which was my favorite Spider-Man show of all time, and they did a fantastic with the Venom character in that show, and they did the same thing with the Spectacular Spider-Man show as well. They did a fantastic job. So I'm looking forward to this film. I hope it's really good, and I just can't wait to see what they're doing and what Tom Hardy and the rest of the cast have to bring to this. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Alright, let's do this.
You should be extremely afraid.
Ooh!
Thank you for bringing us collectively to this moment. It is a moment that so many have dreamed of claiming.
There it is.
Starts today.
There's like 2 of them. Maybe more, I don't know.
The guy you work for is an evil person.
I don't work for him. My firm works for him. Are you gonna behave yourself tomorrow?
Oh, the chick from the Greatest Showman.
I followed people that do not want to be followed. What about the allegations? You recruit the most vulnerable.
He's reporting. This is
killing people.
Your time to go.
You finished, Mr. Brock?
Was that a threat? You had to learn how to hide in plain sight. I'm pretty good at it. But you suck. Whoever you are.
I work at the Life Foundation, and I need your help. We found something. We call them symbiotes. Carlton Drake believes that the union between human and symbiote is the key to our evolution.
Oh, no.
I'm feeling really sick.
Ooh.
Voice.
Yes.
You're just in my head.
I'm gonna need Mr. Drake's property back.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Give me it now. Give me this now. I'm ready.
If you're gonna stay, you will only hurt bad people.
The way we see it, we can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal?
Yes!
hold most dear.
Yes!
Only afraid.
I'm at the snap. Let's go. Mm!
What the hell are you?
We are Venom.
Yes! Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Yes! Okay, that trailer was insane. The first teaser got me snapping. Of course, I said I wanted to see the symbiote just to show it off or like see Venom. See, I'm excited. I'm excited for the movie. Because it's supposed to be a horror film and a thriller. And to see him actually reporting, because I was curious. I'm like, how are they gonna take Eddie Brock? Because they're not gonna do the whole Peter Parker symbiote thing. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna scratch all that to begin a new story. But and I don't know if that's Tom Hardy's voice doing Eddie. I think, well, of course, doing Eddie. I meant to say Venom. I don't know if that's his Venom impression, but if it is, he's got it down. Because that was, God. Oh. Because that's one of the things. Eddie Brock was, he was hearing voices in his head about the symbiote. And the symbiote would talk to you back and forth. And it's weird seeing him, like, he's, like, having problems with the symbiote, obviously. But Peter Parker had the same thing instead of that, so it's curious. And he's an anti-hero in this one, because Carnage is supposed to be the villain of this movie. And I'm glad that they haven't shown him that. And if this is going to be the only trailer, that would be okay, because that sells me enough from this movie. It's kind of a mystery to know, like, why, like, what got him to report this about the symbiote, the crash, where did the ship crash from. A lot of people are speculating that this is part of the MCU, and that's one of the ships that crashes. And then, like, where Peter gets, like... Because Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be, like, a world-traveling thing. Like, they're supposed to spend a lot of time in London. I think they're supposed to spend time in... Not Russia. Paris. Africa, like, near Wakanda. And then back in New York. So, I don't know. I don't think this is supposed to be part of the MCU. I think it's just supposed to be a standalone Venom, Sony, Spider-Man spin-off movie. And, it's supposed to be a horror film. I saw some horror elements in there. And it's so cool to see, like, the different symbiotes together. I'm wondering, because they're taking the storyline from Venom. There's supposed to be one comic book that I forgot to read. It was about, like, this series of, like, Peter had to team up with Eddie to stop, like, a gang of, like, symbiote people. I saw some hidden references and some, like, people from the comics that I've noticed from the Spider-Man universe. But so far, it looked really good. And I'm glad, because I love the suit. That must be one of the things that people have been talking about is, like, the suit. The suit looks good. The eyes are outstanding. Now, what I will say about the Sam Raimi film, the suit was good, but what I had a problem with is that he wasn't big and bulky. That's big and bulky right there. Venom is known for being this big, overpowered Spider-Man villain, and they always do it so excellent in the comics. But to see him in that, it just looks so good because... And that's one of the things either. He doesn't, like, look like the Hulk or anything, which is what he looks like in the comics, but if you can remember when Tom Hardy played Bane in the Dark Knight series, Bane was supposed to, like, in the comics, Bane is, like, this big, overpowered person, also associated with a toxic called Venom that gives him, like, this big power-up. But in the Dark Knight series, they made it more realistic, where he wasn't on Venom or anything. He had to wear the mask to, like, breathe and be able to live. And that was really cool. And actually did look like an accurate Bane mask that you would wear. They made him like a terrorist, and that was understandable. He was a really intimidating and scary terrorist as well. But even though he wasn't big and buff, he was still strong, and he was pretty big for Batman. And for this, Tom Hardy isn't big and bulky, like in the Hulk size, but to see, like, that is so cool. And I'm just wondering, because I'm not really good with names when it comes to actors and actresses. Because I watch a lot of movies all the time, and I'm really good at coming up with, seeing people's names, but I don't know, but he's been playing, he was the bad guy in War for the Planet of the Apes. He's in a Solo Story right now, and he was in, Now You See Me 2. You know who I'm talking about. I'll put his name somewhere, maybe, if I remember. But he's supposed... I've heard rumors that he's supposed to play Carnage in this movie, Cletus Cassidy, and he's like he's an insane symbiote, and I can't wait to see if they adapt to this. So, if they don't put up another Venom trailer, that's okay with me. I'm sold on it. They didn't put any more trailers out for Black Panther. They put out TV spots, and but after that first Black Panther trailer, I was like, give me another one. And then when the movie came around, I was like, we're not gonna get another trailer? Aww. And then they started putting out TV spots, which still got me hyped. But if this is the only trailer they've got, which I highly doubt, because this is the beginning of the year, we're in April right now, and this movie doesn't come out till October during Halloween, because it's supposed to be a horror film. If this is the only trailer they put out, it'd be okay, but they need to put out another one just from marketing standpoint, because the hype is going to go down over the year, over the summer, and then it'll pick up back when it gets later throughout the year. So, I don't think this is the last trailer, and if they want to show off Carnage, they can. All I'm saying is that they shouldn't, because, like, one thing Spider-Man trailers do, sometimes Spider-Man movies, their trailers spoil it just a little bit too much. Just sometimes. The Amazing Spider-Man spoiled the Green Goblin. And then Spider-Man Homecoming spoiled the ending for the fairy scene. So if they're gonna do that, please, you can show us a glimpse of Carnage. Just don't show us too many scenes with him. But it's interesting to see that, like, Eddie Brock doesn't want to be a part of Eddie. It's usually the other way around. And he's an anti-hero in this film, so I can't wait to see what Eddie Brock's up to and what he gets up to do, because it's gonna be like weird to see him like talk to himself and be crazy. And Tom Hardy does a great job of acting, and I'm really looking forward to this film. I wasn't at first, but after seeing this, it just makes my comic book reading days and being a huge fan of Spider-Man just even a whole lot better. So had a burp there. I'm really looking forward to this film. I hope you all did enjoy this reaction and me almost flipping my chair over, and God. Gotta go make more reaction videos, because I'm pretty sure some are gonna like make me laugh and make me even more excited for films upcoming. But for now, thank you guys for so much watching this video. If you like the subscribe button, like a creeper, like this is amazing comments, guys. If this happens to be the first video seen with me, then do subscribe and join me up today for so much more. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. And remember, always imagine bigger.